Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. It has been a long time since I have been able to post anything, and I am thrilled to be able to do some readings. I hope to be able to do them more regularly, but we'll see how it goes. But today, I just wanted to do a quick pick a card reading for you all in regards to what is the guidance that Spirit has for you in this week. Now, this will be a timeless reading, so whenever you find it, if you feel pulled to it, then that will be the message for you. But I've prayed over the cards, and I have asked for this reading to find those that need to hear whatever this specific message is. So you just want to take a moment to take a breath. I'm going to guide you into the different piles, and then we will hop into your reading. So again, we're just looking at what guidance the Spirit, God, your spirit guides have for you as you go into this week. Also, I want to let you all know that please, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. And also, I am definitely doing personal readings at this time. I would love to do readings, personal reading with you. I conduct my readings over Zoom, and they are pretty detailed and a very good price. So just want to let you know, if you're interested in that, you can email me directly. I am Agate. You can email directly at abundantjoytarot, all together, no spaces, at gmail.com. abundantjoytarot@gmail.com, and I will send you a note with all of the details, and then we can get it scheduled. I definitely have time over at the end of the year here into the beginning of the year, and I know that this is a great time to kind of reset, see what you need to do. Are you directionally on the right path? Whatever it may be. So definitely let me know if I can support you in that way. Let's get into the reading. So I have pulled 3 cards to draw you into the reading. And so see what resonates with you, what card is pulling you, what kind of just feels like, oh yeah, I want to find out what's happening there, and we'll get into it. So for pile number 1, you've got this green moss agate. Okay, and this card here, which is, the number is 20. And we'll look at it in detail in the reading. That's pile 1. What guidance does Spirit have for you this week? Pile 2, you have an amethyst crystal. And this card here, which is the number 15. What guidance does Spirit have for you? And then for pile number 3, you've got the tiger's eye. And this card here, which is card number 18. And what guidance does Spirit have for you? Okay, those are your 3 piles. You'll be able to go down to the listing and choose which pile you'd like to go to, pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. And I'll see you in your readings. Bye. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. This is if you chose the green moss agate and this card here, which is card number 20, then this is going to be your reading on what is the guidance that Spirit has for you for this week. This is going to be a pretty quick reading. I'm going to pull some oracle cards and a couple of tarot cards to just kind of see what is going on, what is the energy around you, and what is the guidance that we have for you. So let's first just look at the card that pulled you in. So you were drawn in by this beautiful card, and it says here, loss, grief, sadness, and resurrection. So the main thing that I'm seeing here is that many of you who have turned to this pile, you know, this is kind of a heavy season. If you're hearing this reading when I'm posting this season, it is rounding close to the end of December. A lot of holiday things are going on for various holidays and celebrations, coming together with family members, or it can be a very lonely, sad time for individual as well as depending on what's going on with them. And so this card is really speaking to what may be happening for some of you at this time in regards to it could be a recent loss or a loss that happened within this year, a grief in that you're dealing with. This card also speaks to a grief or a sadness that you believe is going to happen but has not yet manifested. But I'm feeling that the majority of you that reached in and pulled this pile, that this is really speaking to a real loss that you may be sitting in the memory of, either a recent loss or a loss that is just triggered by this time of year. The wonderful thing about this card is that what we know is that this card is really speaking to a resurrection, right? Because it says resurrection. It's talking about whenever we let something, whenever something passes, whenever something moves out of our life in some way, there is a closing of that, but there is a new emergence with that as well. And so what is coming to me is that for those of you that are dealing with the loss of an actual individual, a loved one, it's the newness that comes from that, because we may not be able to be in the physical form with that individual again. But what the newness is the way that we can walk with their energy as we continue through our lives and as we continue into who we are stepping into in our journey. And so I feel like the message here for you, and I'm going to pull some more cards to see, how this is actually manifesting, because for some of you, I feel like the loss that's showing up is not actually a physical person that's lost, but it's a loss that is happening internally for you. So it could be that you are stepping away from a place, a job, a way of thinking within your life. So I'm picking up all of that. So I'm definitely getting that there are at least some of you that are listening to this, that it has to do with an actual person loss. And then some of you, it's more about a grief or loss of a place or an idea, right? And it could be something that is very intense for you, because it could be something that was something that you hold dear to your heart. Like oftentimes we have certain ideas about things or about who we are, about what we're going to do in our lives. And when that seems as if it is not going to manifest the way we think it's going to manifest, it can feel soul breaking, because it feels like, well, that was the foundation on which I was standing. And this card is really saying, like, it is okay to begin to let go of whatever those ideas are. If it is the person that you're losing, then it's about releasing the pain, releasing the sorrow, releasing the loss, and stepping into a new place of being with that energy, with that individual, with that soul, with those memories of that person. So that's what I'm getting first with this card here. And let's take a look at some of the other oracle cards that I wanted to pull for you. So I'm going to pull, Spirit, if we can get like a shadow card here to see if we can help illuminate what's happening with this loss. And a little bit of a light card to help illuminate. And then I'm also going to pull numerology card, and we will pull this vision card for it later for guidance for moving forward. But I just want to take a look at this first piece, and then we'll pull a couple of tarot. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's see what we got. So we got, two of those came out. All right, very nice. Fraud, being left with the deception that you once thought was truth can leave you feeling beaten, but you will emerge from this situation stronger than when you began. So it's interesting, because this is the piece where I was feeling that some of you are in a situation where you are leaving a job or leaving an idea about what you thought was going to be and moving forward. And what is happening in that situation is that you feel a sense of deception or a sense that something that you believe to be true is not really true. And that is causing you a lot of grief and sadness. In the case of those individuals who are listening where they're dealing with the loss of a loved one, what I'm understanding from this card around fraud is about, if any of you are feeling a sense that what life had promised you or what you believed was going to be true for you in your life, or what your higher power had promised you, if you're feeling a sense of fraud, feeling as if you've been, I don't want to say tricked, but it kind of just like the wool was pulled over your eyes, if you will, in regards to like a higher power, because the sense is like the loss has come in and you're like, why is this loss happening? Like, I've done everything that I should do. I've done everything right. Why did I lose this person? Why did I lose this job? Why did I lose this? Why did I lose, this marriage for some of you? Why did I lose whatever it might be? That there's this sense of like, I've done everything I could. I don't understand why this is being taken from me. That's what I'm getting from this card. And I feel like the message that I'm getting from Spirit right now is that what I'm hearing is be still and know that I am God. So that is what I'm hearing. And so for those of you who can receive it in this time of grief, what I'm understanding is that you're going to need to just move through this place and go into that place inside of you that has that peace, that mustard seed of faith to continue to move forward. Loss is a very painful thing. Grief is a very painful thing. In order to get to the other side of it, we have to move through it. So there's a sense of needing to like release. Let's see what else we have here. So you've got light. Without the dark, we'd never see the stars. And then you've got take the time to heal, grow, and expand outer space. So, again, this is like, I feel like this is the message from Spirit that is just saying like, so oftentimes you all, when we go through a loss of some kind, when we're in the midst of that loss, can't nobody tell you that this is what it should be, or that by walking through this somehow, this is the lesson, this is the joy that you need to go through, because that pain is so severe, particularly if you're talking about a loved one or even something that you've worked really hard for and it did not work out for you. No one can tell you in that moment this is when people say like, this is the way it should be, it does not feel like something you can hold on to. And it actually can be a little irritating and angry at sometimes. So I'm trying not to say that. But at the same time, the message in your reading is actually saying, release the loss, release the sadness. If you need to let those tears flow, let them wash you clean so that you can begin to see the light in your life. In moving forward, give yourself the space and time you need to hold yourself and to heal to get to the other side of this grief and loss. And then you've got the full moon. This is all about going in, you all. This says the full moon in Taurus, detoxify. So there's really a need for you to kind of and getting sort of the Herman energy of cradling in and really finding the space and time you need to embrace yourself, give yourself rest. If it's all possible for you to do a little mini retreat of some kind, pull away from the things that are pulling you. Especially during this time, the holiday time, sometimes we feel like obligated to do various things. And I'm really getting for you all who chose this pile that it's going to be important for you to put yourself first during this time of healing. Allow yourself to heal, to have the feelings. That was a lot of cards that came out. To have the feelings that have come up for you. and let spirit guide you to a new place. I know it may be hard to hear that. Okay. What you got at the bottom of the deck of the tarot is the Ace of Swords. So it lets me know that underneath what's going on is there is a new beginning of ideas, a new beginning of, it's a transformational thought. It's like seeing a new level, coming to a new level of understanding, right? Being able to put two and two together. We've got an equation here. Being able to understand from the loss what it is that you know to move forward. That's what I see underneath the deck for you all. And then you've got this lack, this Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Six of Pentacles, beautiful, and the Eight of Wands. So what I'm seeing here for you all is right now, you're in a space of grief. You need to go internally. Some of you are feeling locked up in your own world, I would say, because this is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles represents lack consciousness, not believing that you have what you need to be able to succeed, but yet you see here she's got a giant key that's literally right behind her that will get her out of this dungeon, if you will, of darkness, and lead her into a space of light. There's a sense of you needing to go within to find that internal key so that you can take yourself out of this situation of grief and to then begin to take it one step at a time. The Knight of Pentacles is a beautiful energy to be walking with you because the Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving energy, but he is very carefully one step at a time building his abundance so that when he gets to the end of the road, the King of Pentacles, he will be at a place of stable abundance. He will have taken the steps that he needs to build his harvest. And so in relation to what I'm seeing here in terms of the loss and your feelings of fraud and your feelings of like loneliness and that things are not as they should be, what I'm getting is that you need to go within, do some internal cleansing. You need to cultivate that belief that shakes away any sense of lack, any sense of I'm not able to do this, I'm not capable of moving forward, I am at a loss, I'm confused, I'm stuck. All of those feelings, you need to go within and allow those to move away. That's the first step for you all, the first guidance I get. And then the next step is to begin to take steps, take actions, small steps, but one step at a time. Begin to pull yourself out of that dungeon. Then you're going to want to lean on some friends. Lean on family. You've got this Three of Cups here, which is all about coming together with community, coming together here like in sisterhood, but it could be brotherhood. It could be within family. It could be within your soul family, right? But it could be in those places where you feel at home, where you feel joy around others. Allow others in. Allow yourself to be in the company and the love of other people around you, okay? And then within that, there's going to be a beautiful sense of like charity, a give and take, an easy give of take coming in for you. And not only is it coming in for you with the Six of Pentacles, but it's coming in with the speed of light. So it lets me know that although you may be sitting in a space of grief and loss and loneliness right now, what is coming to you, beloveds, is this sense of community, this sense of, the word is charity, but I don't want you to think of charity in terms of like being a charity case, right? It's this sense of like an easy ebb and flow of give and take that feels very generous and fulfilling to you in your heart, in your spirit, in your physical world. There's a sense of, but in order for you to receive that, loves, what I'm really hearing is that you have to be open to receive it. So you can't allow this loss to close you down. You have to allow yourself to go within, find your internal key, and open the door to what is coming next for you. Because although it is hard to hear, this loss is going to bring you to a place of light, because without the darkness, we cannot see the stars. So it's really important for you to be able, however, to lift yourself out of the dark, to raise your head in this situation. It's a simple movement, but literally just lift your chin up, turn slightly, and see where your keys are to get out of this room. All right? That's what I'm seeing for your reading. Now, I am going to pull a couple of oracle cards to kind of layer it here. These are vision board cards, so it's really what I'm asking Spirit is to give us guidance in terms of what you should be doing, looking for to move forward. This is sort of a forward looking. What do we need to do next to move forward as you move out of this period of grief and loss and loneliness? Understand, I'm also hearing very clearly, you have not failed. If any of you who are listening to this feel like, I have failed, I keep hearing that in my head, and Spirit is saying very clearly, no, you have not. You have not failed, that this is just a step along the journey, okay? And what we've got here, we got two cards. One is entrepreneur, boss, indulgence, okay, dream. So in terms of what is next for you, like I'm seeing a couple of things here in this card, okay? First of all, money, okay, which is wonderful. But this sense of entrepreneurial, so this sense of you, and for some of you that could be, if this has related to like a job loss, a career change, a shift in how you want to move forward in your life, if that's what this loss is, then you can really take this literally as that some of you may be considering an idea to move forward in something that is a bit more entrepreneurial, a bit more leaning on yourself as your own boss, you being the boss. And this card is really affirming that dream of moving yourself toward being your own boss is something that you should take steps for. It's interesting because I see the infinity symbol here in the background here. And to me, what that is kind of saying is this sort of like coming together of where you're going in the future, right? And going in the future toward a space of abundance, toward a space of you running your own show based on what is fertile for you, what is growing, right? We see all this beautiful green energy. The other thing about green is also green is the color that is over your heart chakra. So there's a sense of like there will be an opening of your heart as well as abundance coming in. So that's a beautiful way to kind of sit over this grief, that from this grief there may emergence. I'm also hearing from Spirit that for some of you, there is it's like there is a nugget, okay, a treasure inside of this grief. It could be, it could be that some of you, the way that you've experienced this grief, whatever you went through, say, for instance, and this is not literal per se, but let's say some of you lost somebody recently, and in the journey with them, they went through a critical illness that you walked through, and you learned something about the caregiving in that process, and that there is something in what you learned through that process that can then become the seed of an idea that will help you to grow as your own boss entrepreneurially, that you have something that you've learned from that seed that you received from whatever loss it is, that you can now use to begin something anew, like with this Ace of Swords, right? This new idea, this new way that things are clicking together in your life, that you have a greater understanding of something that's going to help you to be able to move forward. Now, what's important about this is you got to let go of this lack mentality. You got to come out of that to be able to see how all of these pieces are fitting together to help you to move to that next space, okay? So that's really what I'm seeing with that entrepreneurial piece. And then we've got indulgence, all right? And so I feel like Spirit is saying for you as well that it's going to be okay for you over the next week or two to really allow yourself to indulge. Do something that brings you self-care. She's in here like getting a, whatever that is, a mask or a makeover of some kind. She's about to indulge in this beautiful, juicy, fresh strawberry, something that maybe you don't allow yourself to have all the time, a little bit of decadence for you, like go out to eat somewhere where you don't get to go often, but it would bring you a lot of joy. If you can maybe travel a little further away from your home to somewhere that you've wanted to go. Allow yourself the indulgence, okay, is what Spirit is saying. So for you all, I believe this is a beautiful energy. I'm really sorry that some of you are going through a tremendous sense of loss, of grief. But what I want you to understand, and what I feel Spirit's guidance for you is very strongly, that there is something in that loss that is going to help you connect the dots between some things in your life, and that out of that darkness is going to come a greater light. It does not justify that darkness, okay? Hear me say that loud and clear. But know that if you have experienced that darkness, there is something that can resurrect on the other side of it. So I hope that this reading was helpful to you in some way. If it is, please write down in the comments. Let me know that this is resonating with you. It helps me as I continue on my journey to continue to develop. And again, if you're interested in a personal reading, please drop me an email and I will get right back to you. Excited to continue to work with you. And I hope that you have a beautiful, abundant day. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. If you chose the Amethyst and you chose this card, number 15, then this is going to be your reading about, what is the guidance that Spirit has for you during this week. So this is going to be a fairly quick reading. Again, as a reminder, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please click that subscribe button. I'd love to have you here. I'm going to be doing more readings in the future, and I'd love for you to be able to get notified. Let's take a look at what's going on in the energy around you. So because of the YouTube rules, I believe I cannot pull this top card, this top covering off. So we'll look at the bottom. And you've got the Temptress, seduction, deceit, a broken promise. I'm hoping you can see that well. Okay. Now, what this card tells me is that some of you are dealing with a situation in which you have been, or you feel that you have been deceived, okay, of some kind. Like you're being seduced right now by the circumstances around you. It could be an individual, it could be a place, it could be a circumstance that you're dealing with, but it talks about dazzling promises that are not going to come forward. Okay, they're not actually going to come into being. So this card is a warning of like not being seduced by things that, are glowing, glittery, glamorous, all right, or by sort of a holier than thou or benevolent kind of facade over things, that things are not as they seem. So just understand that if it seems too good to be true, then it probably is in this particular situation. I do believe that all things are possible, and I believe in miraculous things. But in this card is particularly calling on those things where it's like we've been getting a lot of promises, but we're not seeing the fruition. And so this card is saying it's really important for you to listen and trust your intuition, to look at every situation from a grounded and balanced point of view. And every positive has a negative and vice versa. Just understand that and look beyond the superficial so that you can find the truth. You look for substance and do not be swayed by wild promises. So that's going to depend, because this is a general reading. This is going to depend. This could be applied in a lot of different areas of life. This could have to do with your work situation and what you're being told about what might be coming up for you or what might be promised for you. This could be in relationship. It could be in a family relationship. It could be in a love relationship. It could be in a friend relationship, and where you're being told certain things are going to be promised to you, and yet things are not really manifesting. And what I'm feeling in my gut is that many of you who have chosen this pile, you already know what the situation because in your spirit and in your body, something does not feel right. So it's like you're hearing the promises and you're like, God, yeah, that's great. I like that. So you kind of want to believe that it's true, but there's something in your spirit that's like, This is not, there's something about this is not right. It's not going to fully manifest. How is this going to happen? Why don't I, what pieces do I not understand? There's some pieces that are not really unfolding here. And so what Spirit is telling you is to pay attention. Pay attention to what it is that you are seeing or not seeing. Okay? If you feel something in your body about a situation, Spirit is telling you to pay attention, because what I'm getting is that many of you are very strong intuitively, okay? So you need to listen, okay? You need to listen. So what I'm pulling now is a couple of oracle cards to give us a little more guidance on the actual situation. And then we will pull some tarot cards to look more deeply at the actual story and what you need to do next. And then we'll pull a final oracle card to talk about what do you need to manifest next. So it looks like you got two here. It's interesting. Okay. So, all right. So for the shadow healing card, you got overwhelmed. Sharing responsibilities is not a weakness of character. In fact, it demonstrates an ability to trust in others and allows them the opportunity to participate. All right, so what I'm hearing with the overwhelmed card in terms of the shadow is that, okay, so Spirit is saying that you need to listen to your intuition. But what happens to us when we get in situations where we're doing more than we really should, or we're trying to, what I'm feeling and understanding is that many of you are actually, that overwhelm is coming from a place of overdoing, okay? And you overdo because something in your spirit doesn't trust the situation. It either doesn't trust the people that you're dealing with, or the dynamics of the organization, the politics of something. There's something in you that causes you to kind of overwork, which is causing you to be overwhelmed. Now, the challenge with that, beautiful souls, is that when you get overwhelmed, you are less tapped into your listening. You are less tapped into your intuitive knowing. Okay. And so, but what Spirit is asking you to do is to tap into your intuitive knowing and act from that space. So in order to do, it's really interesting because I'm feeling in my body that I need to slow down. And I feel like Spirit is telling everyone who's listening to this pile number 2, it's important for you to put some things down, put them aside, take some breaths, take off your blindfold, and clearly look at the situation, okay? And then make decisions from that point. There's a lot of, when I first started getting that overwhelmed, there's a lot of frenetic energy around you and the people who are kind of listening to this pile. And what I'm getting from Spirit is that you need to trust yourself. Trust yourself, okay? Slow down so that you can hear yourself. And this is beautiful. So the light is dream deep and ask for what you want. So, but in order to do that, beloveds, you got to slow down. You got to put some things aside. Yes. Oh, it's that time of year. I need to do this. I need to do this. I'm responsible for doing this. This is not going to get done. So I've got to make sure it get happen. Okay. That's all well and good. But for you right now, it is time for you to slow down. Slow down. Listen. And that your intuitive self will tell you exactly what you need to do. Now, it's interesting. You got 2 of these Moonology cards. So let's see what we got here. Oh my goodness, you actually got 3. Okay, I did not see that. Hold on. All right. I only did 1 for the other pile. Okay. All right. So you got work through your feelings, last quarter moon in Aries. You got take a breather. This feels like the most relevant one. It's the first one that I opened to. Take a breather. And then lighten up, last quarter moon in Leo. Okay. I'm going to take a look at this, take a breather, because I feel like that is the strongest message that I'm getting out of this, this group. Okay. So, as I was saying, like for many of you, you have been running around to compensate for feeling like things are not going to work out the way they need to, or somebody's not going to do what they need to do, or the situation, the politics of the situation forces you to do more. Okay. And so there's really a need for you to slow down. And it's interesting because, no, this is not the right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Sometimes situations start with much promise and then get fatigued or fizzle out. So this is normal. If a situation is dragging on and everyone is becoming far too sensitive, it might be time to take a breather. Okay. You need to determine, is this still what you want? Is this still the direction that you want to move? Okay. It's really important for you at this time to take a step back and get clear about what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. Okay. So trust yourself, because something is just bringing us back to, and understand that deceit, seduction, broken promises, sometimes they come from a place of maliciousness, okay? But sometimes they don't. Sometimes they come from a place of ignorance, if you will. In other words, people not knowing how to do what it is that they need to do, say what they need to say, complete what they need to complete, okay? So it doesn't necessarily have to be out of like someone intentionally being deceptive. But in the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because if they're being deceptive, it's deceptive, whether or not their intention is to be harmful to you or their intention is to support you in some way, right? So that's why it's important for you to really tap in to what is going on with your own intuition and what is your own internal knowing. Spirit is telling you they are there, they are guiding you, they are giving you whispers in this situation to help you know what is clear. I really feel very strongly that the people in this pile that have chosen pile number 2 are aware of what the situation is and are choosing, consciously or unconsciously, to overwork yourself, get way involved with things that you don't need to get involved with, okay? Or more involved than you need to be, to avoid really dealing with what you know to be true from your own internal guidance and understanding, all right? So, beloveds, take some time, okay? Take some time to understand what is going on with you. Now you're to look at that. You got the 10 of Wands, the Tower, wow, 4 of Cups, 10 of Swords, my God. Okay, this is exactly it. Queen of Wands. Okay, great. So what we're seeing here is, the 10 of Wands is all about being overburdened. It's like you've taken on this load, you've been working really hard at something, and you are overloaded. And it is important for you to be able to share the load, okay? We got here, lighten up, lighten the load, share the work amongst other people. But you've got to do it from a place when you trust other people. Part of the reason why we sometimes hold on to more than we should, and we've got like this heavy load, this 10 of Wands, where we're like carrying all of this burden, it's because we don't trust that other people are going to do it like we can do it, or they're going to get it done, that it's not going to get done. And it's so important that it gets done when it needs to get done, that we are just carrying the load. All right. This is the first card that came up. So it's an overwhelmed card, right? It's this card of like, you know, I've also feel some of you in here, when it comes to this deceit, it's you. In other words, like it's for some of you, it's not. Some of you, there's some dynamics that are going on around you. But for some of you, what I just heard is that you are also deceiving yourself. Okay. Because you want to, what I'm getting is that sometimes we deceive ourselves because we are trying to get to somewhere and we don't want to believe that this obstacle is there. So we would rather just believe that the obstacle is not there and that we can just get to where we need to get. But the truth of the matter is, it's not that you can't still get there, because you can get there, but you got to do it in truth and honesty. You've got to look at the obstacle and figure out how you're going to move around it. You can't just pretend that the obstacle is not there, whatever it might be. All right. So that is what I'm hearing and understanding, that in terms of deceiving yourself, you got to understand that there's something that's got to move out of your way. Okay. There's something that is in the path that is no longer serving you and needs to move. And this is why you got this Tower card. The Tower card, understand, is not a bad card, but it does mean that something is going to change very quickly. It has got to move out of the way. We get the Tower card when the universe has been nudging us along to say, yeah, you need to move away from that. Yeah, you need to move away from that. Yeah, that's no longer any good for you. Yeah, that's no longer serving you. And we have been not listening, or we just didn't hear it, or whatever it might be. And then the universe finally says, yeah, we're done. We're taking it out for you because we need you to keep moving forward on your path. If you want these things that you want to manifest, we got to move this obstacle out of the way. So bye-bye, it's gone. Now, the reason why people get upset about the Tower card is because none of us human beings like to experience drastic change. It is disturbing to us, and it can come in a lot of different forms. The main thing with the Tower card to remember is to let go and go with the flow, okay? The more you hold on in a Tower card situation, the more difficult it is, because everything is coming down. So if you're like holding on, it's like it's just more painful. All right, y'all. So it is time to let something go that is an obstacle to you being able to move forward. Part of what you also need to let go is your own apathy. Okay, your own feeling of like, woe is me, I can't get things done. I'm experiencing all this loss. I don't have anything left to give. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overburdened. I can't do anything more, right? Very real feelings. There's nothing wrong with that. I get it, y'all. But you got the Four of Cups here. In the Four of Cups, she is looking away. She's focusing on what is being lost, as opposed to this giant bowl of magic that the universe is bringing her, okay, to be able to continue to move forward. So the message here from Spirit is like, hey, we're here. We're right here with you. We are moving with you as you let this thing go and move toward what you need to move to. You've got the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords really talks about a painful ending. It talks about letting things go. What I love about this particular card in the Light Seers deck is that she is moving toward the light. She's moving away from that pain. She's letting that darkness fly away from her so that she can see clearly what is going on in front of her and stepping into a new place. The good thing about tens, now you got the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. You all are dealing with some endings, okay? You are going to have to let go. And the easier, it will be easiest for you when you allow yourself to let go. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is, beloved, please let go. And not only that, but lean onto your own understanding. Lean into your intuition. It is already telling you what you need to do and what you need to let go of so that you can step into this beautiful Queen of Wands energy, which is your power. She is dynamic. She is abundant. She is like her own magician there. She's got the wand in hand and she is manifesting from nothing that which is magical and golden in her life. Okay, loves? So you have this fire, the fire of the Queen of Wands. You have this energy to be able to manifest your dreams and to bring into fruition that which you're trying to move forward. And you don't need to do it from a place of burden, okay? You can do it from a place of light, from a place of manifestation, from putting your power and your energy in toward focusing on what it is that you're bringing into fruition. Okay. So this is actually a very beautiful reading for you all. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of oracle cards to look about what are we manifesting here, and what do we need to know next for this journey as you let things go. What are we looking at next? Okay. And I'm going to pull a couple of these. I think because you got 3 of those moon cards, I'm going to pull 3 of these, although they came out. I didn't even have to pull them. There they are. All right. So you've got, this is the vision board deck here. You've got generational wealth. Hallelujah. Okay. So generational wealth. I love this. So not only are we talking about, when we talk about generational wealth, not only is this card, at least in this reading, what's coming up for me, talking about actual wealth, like actual monetary wealth coming into fruition. But what I love about this is this connection of family. Now, all of our families can look completely different. So your family might not look like that, like the nuclear family that we have here. But it is about your soul family. It is about this connection. It may look like that beautiful nuclear family. I hope it does. But I mean, whatever brings you joy. So, but it is talking about this connection of family and being together. And then there's this, I love that there's this green there, like that there's growth. There is abundance. There is connection kind of coming together, this bond that's there. So, yeah. And I'm also getting that for some of you who are dealing, like if this conflict is within your family, sometimes we have to let go to be able to see anew. Okay. So it's very clear that you all have to let go. Okay. So for some of you, that might look like having to let go of some things within your family, okay? But what this reading is telling me is that as you let that thing go, something new can emerge in terms of bonding together, family and wealth and generational healing, okay? You've got clean house. Wow. So, and it's like good vibes here. So what I'm getting 2 things from this card for you all. One is it's another card about letting go, because cleaning house, it's also about organizing not only your physical space, but your emotional space, your spiritual space. It's about removing those things that are no longer serving you so that your house is clean. Your house being your emotional house, your physical house, your spiritual house, right? Where in your house are things cluttered? Where are things overwhelming you? Take an assessment of your houses, your emotional, spiritual, and physical house. What's clogging you up, beloveds? That will give you another indication of what you need to let go of. It's also, if you're looking at this is the time of year that we're looking at the end of the year. It's about releasing, letting go of those things from this year and bringing in the newness of the new year. Okay. Clean house, y'all. Clean house. And then finally, you've got forgiveness. Wow. Whew. Okay, and this is really saying, it says on here, forgiveness is not for you, it's for them. And we often mistake forgiveness for, I need to forgive this person because it's going to help them. It really has nothing to do with them in the long run, really. You don't even have to tell them that you're forgiving them, okay? It is about you being able to release that toxic energy from within you and being able to have space, clean house of that toxic energy so that you can have space to bring more of the abundant energy that you want in your life. I'm really getting for some of you that some of this letting go has to do with relationship, family, connection of some kind. And it is really important that we find a way to forgive, even if we do not articulate it. In some cases, we can't. That person has passed on. So it feels like we can't, either they've passed on or they're no longer in our life in some way or capacity, and that cannot be. That is okay. You can still go through the process of forgiving them for whatever may have transversed. But understand, beloved, that what's most important on top of that is you forgiving yourself. And you may say, well, I'm not the one, I didn't do anything wrong here. But here's the thing. Oftentimes we will hold on to a need to forgive ourselves, even if that forgiveness of ourselves is just that we allowed ourselves to be in a certain situation. Even if it was completely out of control, we might have been children. We may have had no way of being out of that situation. We may have been, in a situation where it was just completely out of our control, okay? But we still are holding that. So it's important that you allow yourself to fully forgive yourself so that you can step out of this need to be overburdened, let go of what is in the obstacle of your dreams and step fully into it, okay? Manifest, dream deep, and ask for what you want because Spirit is ready to support you and help you. That's what I see for y'all in this reading. And I really hope that it was helpful for you in this week and thinking about what it is that you need to move forward toward the direction of your dreams. This is the information that I feel like I'm getting from Spirit from you. It feels complete, I think. And so that is going to be your reading. So again, thank you for joining the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Agate. If you like what you're hearing or if something resonates with you, please drop a comment down there for me and just let me know that it resonated with you, or drop a little heart or something, just so that I know that this is actually resonating with you. And if you have any ideas about readings that you would like to see me do, drop those down there too. I'd love to hear from you in any way. So that is that. I hope that you have a beautiful, abundantly joyful day, and I will see you in the next reading. Okay, bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading and the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Agate, and if you chose the Tiger Eye, this one right here, and this card, then this is going to be your reading about what guidance does Spirit have for you for this week. All right, so let's take a look at the card that drew you in. So the card that drew you in, and because of YouTube rules, she's actually not really showing anything there, but just to be on the safe side, she's got a little covered. And you picked apprehension, moving out into the world, doubt and fear. Wow. So the first thing that I get immediately off of this card is that you are ready. It is time. It is time for you to move out into the world. Many of you who may have chosen this pile, you have been maybe in a bit of a hermit stage of your life where you've kind of gone in a bit. Now, you can still be 100% out in the world, like doing your job every day, doing your little thing. But there's something about your energy that has been closed in which you have not been allowing yourself to be fully out in the world. I feel like for some of you that has happened for various reasons. Some of you may have experienced a loss. Some of you may be actually just unclear in terms of where to go next, right? So you've gone through some change and you're not exactly sure where to go next, but Spirit is telling you that actually you do, and that you have been getting the guidance that you need to be able to begin to move forward. You have what you need, because your what started out as kind of necessary, needed healing time and space is now beginning to shift, and it is going to be closing in on you a bit. Like, it's important for you to step out, to trust yourself, okay? This card says it's time to get going. It's time to be moving along, y'all, okay? There's nothing to fear. You may be harboring this sense of like fear internally, but it's just time to take the first step. Just do it. Just take whatever that first step is in the direction of your dreams, or whatever it is that you need to do. What I'm hearing is the direction of your dreams, in the direction of your healing, in the direction of your, what's the word? It's like, I'm hearing like success, like in the direction of your success. the longer you procrastinate, the harder it will be. So it's understandable if you think that you feel a little bit unsure of yourself, but because the first step is always the hardest, but Spirit is saying that you got a lot to offer, and you will realize that as you begin to move, that you are brave, that you are capable, and it's important for you to treat every day as a learning experience. So just keep taking steps, and your confidence will increase, and so will your self-esteem, and you will begin to see success. You are a beautiful person, Pile 3. So all of you that chimed into this, you are a beautiful person. You are sincere, and there is no reason for you to doubt yourself. It is time for you to embrace your truth and take the steps that you need to do to move yourself forward. Okay. Now with that, I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards for you to get us a little more guidance into what it is that we're dealing with here, and what it is that Spirit wants to share with you for this week. Oop, yeah, I felt like that was in there. And I'm going to pull Shadow Healing card. Right, and then we'll pull moon cards, and then we will also pull some tarot to kind of give us like a little bit more of the storyline of what's happening for this reading. All right, so for the shadow card, you got dumbfounded. Sometimes there are no words for things that happen, and the best you can do is shake your head, have a giggle, and move straight past it. Okay, so for some of you, the reason why you laid down is because you're a little bit unclear about what has happened. I'm getting the sense, what I'm seeing is that some of you have had experiences over the past, say, 6 months or so that have come one after another. Okay, they may have been a loss, they may have been a tragedy of some kind, they may have just been completely different, like sort of out of this world, not necessarily good or bad, but just this is completely directionally different than the way that you thought you were moving in your life. And so you've got sort of this sense of like, I'm not exactly even sure what's going to happen next, right? Like a lot of things have been going on. Okay. And what Spirit is saying is that it's okay. It's okay if you're not 100% clear about what it is that you need to do, or why things have been happening the way they've been happening, or what's been going on. What you need to carry with you most from this reading is that it is time. It is time to take whatever step seems most clear for you next. Okay. I often, when I get into a space like this, and the prayer that I'm making is order my steps. Inspire. There's a fire inside you burning brighter than the sun. Reevaluate. In the starlit sky, we still look for the falling stars. Now, this is really interesting because I get the sense that like, you do know what direction to move in. And also, like, not only do you know what direction to move in, but part of the reason why you're stalling a bit to take a step is because it may feel, the direction, that fire that's burning inside of you may feel bigger than you. Okay. And in all likelihood, it is. That's what I'm hearing. Like, I mean, it is not bigger than you, because all things are possible, okay, with Spirit. But you may really feel that this idea, this next step for you, this, like for some of you, it may be that you need to do is you need to move, okay? I'm hearing this. For some of you, that move can be like an actual physical move. It could be a move from a job. It could be a move from a relationship. It could be a move into something, that you, like a dream of yours, like taking the steps toward beginning to manifest that dream. And it's like, it's very clear to you, you know what the next step is, but there's this part of you that's like, this is big. Like, it's too big for me to go. And also what I'm also hearing is that some of you may feel like you're doing it alone, or like you don't feel like you have the support system you need to do this big thing that is burning inside of you. And what Spirit is telling me very clearly is that you are not alone. Not only is Spirit with you and guiding you and supporting you and really pushing you to make the next step by showing you different things, but as soon as you take a step, 2-3 steps are going to unfold in front of you, and you'll be like, whoa, okay, that's clearly what I need to do next. Sometimes what is not, revealed, they say like you have to take the one step, even if you don't know what the whole staircase looks like, right? And in this situation, that's kind of what Spirit is saying here, is that like you just need to take a step in the direction of your dreams and understand that the next step will be revealed to you. All right. You've got reevaluate. In the starlit sky, we still look for the falling stars. Okay. So one of the things that is this says to me in your situation is that part of what's happening for you, the reason why you're finding yourself a little bit stuck. I don't feel like you guys are 100% like you can move, right? But you've been holding yourself back. And part of what may be happening is that as you contemplate this big step or whatever the bigger dream is, the falling stars for you are like, what could possibly go wrong? Like, oh, wait, this person tried it and it didn't work out. Oh, I tried it before and it didn't work out. Or, oh, that's not a good industry to step into. Or, oh, this person isn't something I should talk to. And like, it's like a lot of self-doubt, right? That's coming in. There are the falling stars. And so what Spirit is saying, like, put those aside, reevaluate the direction in which you're going to go and take a step. Just take a step in the direction, okay? And I believe and trust, because I'm hearing it very clearly, that more steps will be revealed. Attune to the divine. I love this. So you've got new moon in Pisces. Now, new moons are going to be that energy of newness, right? So there's really a calling on you right now, beloveds, to get up, make the move, and step into something new. Allow yourself to step into your next move, okay? Step into your next move. And I want to get some more clarity on this new moon in Pisces, because I feel like this attune to divine is kind of like one of the core messages in this reading here. So it says you have the opportunity to slip into the flow of life now. Okay, because many of you all have been kind of resting, you're moving along the paces, but you're not really in the flow. Okay, and Spirit is telling you that the flow is right there. All you got to do is take a step. Okay, so go into the flow. When that happens, you want what is happening, and what is happening is what you want. Your manifesting is working perfectly. Just make sure that you stay attuned to your higher self, and you'll be well on your way to feeling blissfully happy and in tune with your dreams. Meditation is a great way to connect to your higher self, okay, or to your God. So practice it if you know how, and try learning from, there's various videos online, but above else, be kind to yourself and others. But the main thing you need to know about meditation is breathing and connecting to Spirit, okay? Allowing yourself to just go within and breathe. And then for you all, as soon as you finish that meditation, it's like, what step am I going to do? So you can actually meditate on, what is my next right step? Order my steps. What shall I do next? Tell me clearly, what do I need to do next? What is my next best step? And listen and do exactly that. If you hear, get up and brush your teeth, get up and brush your teeth. You see what I'm saying? And then do the next thing. All right. That meditation, as an ongoing meditation in your head right now, pile 3, will really help you to be able to move into the flow the Spirit is really guiding you to move into. Okay? Beautiful energy. Beautiful. You all, I'm also hearing that you all, your guides and Spirit is really proud of you. You have done some good work. You needed to stop and kind of be a little bit out of the flow, but now is the time, loves. Now is the time to get back moving, to get back into the flow of life, to move yourself in the direction of your dreams, okay? It is time. It is 100% time, okay? Oops, I'm pulling some tarot cards here, but they're kind of jumping around on me. It fell on the floor. Oh, that's a lot. Sorry about that. Pull these. Yeah, so we get one more here. One more spirit guidance in the tarot for my beautiful pile 3. Could be anything now. Okay. Okay, beautiful. The Sun, the 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and the Magician. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so what we're seeing here. All right, let's put these up here so you can see what we got. So you can see that clearly. All right, so you got the Sun card. Okay, this is like one of the happiest cards in the tarot. Look at her. She is like all in her glory, okay? And what I love about this card is it is about, not only is it about joy and happiness, but it's like a self-realization joy. It's like a joy that is coming both internally and externally. It's like full connection with the divine. So all you beautiful souls in pile number 3, you have every reason to leap up as she has in this and be connected to your own sun, your own light, okay? Spirit is asking you to really step into your joy, all right? Thank God for abundant joy. But step into your joy by taking a step, all right? Taking a step. And then you've got this beautiful 6 of Pentacles, which is... This actually came up in one of the other piles, but this is a reciprocal, beautiful giving and receiving. Sometimes when the 6 of Pentacles come up, people will talk about it as like a sense of charity, that there is that you will be receiving from your world, from your environment, from the universe, right? And that what you have poured into the universe is going to be poured back out to you, right? There's like this flow, easy give and take of it. Oftentimes, you know, those of us who can be over givers have found ourselves not with this. So I love when this energy comes up because it's really saying like that you're stepping into a flow where there's an easy flow of give and take. The will and law of the universe is balance. So this is a sense of like bringing balance into place with regards to your physical world, because this is the materials. So it's really talking about like having a balanced, harmonious situation with things that are material in your world, your home, your finances, your, you know, stability, your those things that are physical in your life, okay? Beautiful. Yeah, they're really wanting you to just begin to move forward. Now, you've got the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is a card about letting go and moving away from something. And what is often missed about this beautiful 6 of Swords card is, yes, she's moving away from some turbulent waters. She has had to leave something behind, and that can be painful. And she looks like she's in a bit of sorrow in this in terms of moving away from that. But these birds are moving her. This is like spirit guiding her. It's like this card represents divine help coming in at just the right time to lead you ashore. So it's like spirit is saying in this reading, like, we are right here. We are guiding you ashore. Yes, you needed to be slow for a period of time. You needed to kind of go within. You needed to be connecting internally or just pulling in from the world, right? But now Spirit is moving you back out into the world, and they're going to give you the perfect landing spot of your new world. Okay. So it's just a matter of you taking the step to get on the boat so that the Spirit can guide you into where you need to be. Now, it's interesting because the next card you got here is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is about making a decision about your next move in terms of moving out into the world. She's got this little world here. She's got her little, buggy here as if she's about to travel somewhere. Okay. And she's looking out into the horizon in terms of where is she going to move next? And twos often represent needing to make a decision. So it's really about you also and I think in this case that it's about you making a decision to choose yourself and choose your dreams and choose your destiny. And then just asking Spirit, what is my next step? And taking that next step. Because this is all about making a decision in the direction of your dreams and taking the step. That's what the Two of Wands represents. So it really does represent you, movement. There is definite movement here. Now, what's beautiful about this is that the final card that we pulled here to kind of see what is going on, what is the general guidance from Spirit. You started with the Sun, which is wonderful, the sense of joy and happiness and openness, and you're ending with the Magician. And I love this for you because it is really saying that it is within your power. It is within your hands to manifest the world that you want to exist in. You are being connected to the divine. Your light is connected, and by being connected with the divine, all things are possible. So what's important for you to do is to get clear about what it is that you want to manifest in your world. Knowing that all things are possible, what would you believe to be true for yourself, loves? In those of you who chose pile number 3, because you have the power to be able to make that manifest in your life. Trust, believe, and know that that is all possible for you, and that you can fully step into your abundant joy, your sun, okay? And it can come both internally and externally. Let me tell you that internal joy is the best joy you can have, y'all. Internal joy is beautiful, because it is sustaining. It is there in the morning and in the afternoon and in the evening, So by having these two very powerful cards here, pile number 3, you have what you need to be able to move forward. So your guidance from Spirit is very, very clear to me in terms of let's take a step, get on up, y'all. Let's see what we're going to do. So I'm pulling some final cards for you. Let's see, what do we have here? Reputation. Interesting. Look at that. An enlightenment. Wow. Wow. These are beautiful. Okay, so, wow. It is through your work, your internal work, that you are going to be able to elevate. Ascend is the word I was looking for. Ascend to a new level of functioning within your life in terms of your connection with Spirit. Part of the reason why those of you beautiful spirits that are in this pile, that have chose pile number 3, I've been lying there a bit, struggling a bit, is because you're actually ascending to a new level. So as you take your next steps into moving toward your dreams and manifesting the life that you want to have for yourself, it feels a little bit wobbly for you because the terrain is different. Because what you see and how you feel in your world has changed because you have ascended. Okay, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to fear. You do not need to doubt yourself. Your intuition is strong. Just trust yourself, trust your higher power, and take the step to move forward. It is going to feel a little bit shaky because anytime we go into new territory, the step is a little bit shaky, but you have what you need. You would not be there if you didn't have what you need. So you need to trust that, because part of what's going to happen as you begin to take those steps is you're going to find that how people perceive you is going to shift. Your quote unquote reputation, right, within this here, okay, is going to shift and is going to be elevated. You don't need to be concerned about this, is what I'm hearing from Spirit, in terms of you don't need to be concerned about how other people think of you, okay? But the truth is that as a byproduct of you being concerned about how you think of you and how the divine thinks of you, is going to automatically elevate you in the eyes of those that matter, okay? Your reputation will shift. I'm really seeing like an elevation of your reputation. But more so than anything, in this enlightenment, I'm really getting that you are ascending to a new level. And this is why these first steps feel challenging for you, because you're actually stepping out into a new plane. But what you need to know is that this is glorious. This is wonderful. That's why the first card, because I was like, this is really interesting. I was actually thinking, I wonder why the Sun card didn't come over here with the Magician, because what they're telling you is that you're stepping out into the sun because you have ascended, beloveds. You have done some of the work that you needed to do to clear away some of the negativity and karma that's been holding you back in certain ways. And so as you take that step, you're going to be stepping out into the sun. And that can be just as scary as it not being the sun. But you need to trust yourself, and you need to trust the divine, and know that you have that magician in you that is able to create the world as you need it to be. So be very clear about what it is that you're manifesting, because you have the powers to manifest exactly what you need. I think this is a beautiful reading, you all. So I hope that you heard it loud and clear that Spirit is saying, take a step. Get up, beloved, and walk. You have been healed. Okay? That's what I have for y'all. And I am so glad that you joined the Abundant Joy Tarot. If you have not yet clicked that subscribe button, please do that. Know that I am doing personal readings, and I would be thrilled to do a reading for you. Just drop me a note at abundantjoytarot@gmail.com. And I will send you all the information, and we can go from there. I have time, and I would love to be able to connect with you personally and help you to get to the next phase of your soul journey. Have an abundantly joyful day, y'all. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.